This is a Chucky Beat production.
Hey guys, welcome to this new video. It's Rainer here as usual, and today we are checking out the Xiaomi Redmi 4 Prime, the Prime version. So there are three versions of this phone. The cheap one, which is the 4A, the normal one, which is the 4, and the high-end one, which is the 4 Prime. So today we have the 4 Prime. I bought it recently on the website lightinthebox.com for 170 euros. I'll tell you how much that is in dollars. And so for the moment you can only order it in China. It hasn't released worldwide. And so yeah, I definitely recommend that website. It was super fast, super quick, and I had a little problem and they answered super quickly. So yeah, I recommend them to you. They do not sponsor this, but I do recommend them if you want to buy this phone. Alright, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into the Xiaomi Redmi 4 Prime review. So first, let's see what came in the box. So on the front of the box, you have the number 4 that you can slightly see in some specific conditions. And then on the sides, you have the name written in Chinese and some other things written in Chinese that I don't know how to read. In the inside you get the telephone, some user manuals, again all of these manuals in Chinese, and you get the charging port with the charging cable. So that's basically it. That's all you get in the box, no headphones. Alright, so now let's talk a bit about the design and the build quality of this phone. So at the beginning, when I first opened it, I was super surprised. The build quality is honestly like really good. It feels super premium. It's a full metal body and it just feels heavy because there's a huge battery. We'll talk about that more later. Although it's pretty slippery. I did find it pretty slippery and they don't have any cases available yet. So you can only buy it like naked like this. So on the front of the phone you have 3 tactile buttons, the home one, back button and multitask button. On the back you have the fingerprint reader and the camera with the dual tone flash. On the top you have a headphone jack with an IR transmitter, and on the bottom you have your charging port with the speaker. So for $170 you're definitely getting a great piece of phone. This really is super well built, very simple, clean design. So yeah, big thumbs up. Alright, so it's now the spec time. So let's run down quickly the specs of this phone. First of all, 5-inch 1080p screen. Second of all, the chipset. It's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 625, the new ones. The CPU, it's an octa-core 2GHz Cortex A53. The GPU is the Adreno 506. It's got 3 gigs of RAM inside, 32 gigabytes of storage. That's expandable up to 256 gigabytes. You also get a dual SIM. For the cameras, on the back you have a 30 megapixel 1080p camera, and on the front you have a 5 megapixel 1080p camera. And finally, the best of the best, a massive 4100 milliamp hour battery. That's super impressive. We'll get to that later. Alright, so now let's talk a bit about the screen and the performance of this phone. So the screen is really beautiful. It's very bright, so you can see easily outside. It's got some great viewing angles. So yeah, this 1080p, it's definitely a great upgrade from the 720p it had last year on the 3S. Or was it this year? Whatever. So yeah, it's for 170 euros. A 1080p display is really great. And 5 inches, the phone isn't too big. You can easily access every part of the phone, easily, very convenient. So however, the skin, this is a Xiaomi telephone, so it comes with the Xiaomi UI, which I personally don't like at all. I really don't find it convenient. However, you can easily change that by installing the Nova launcher, and with some quick tweaks here and there, I made it look like the Pixel UI, which I find is really sleek and just looks great. And let's get into the performance. It runs it super smoothly. The performance on this phone is actually really impressive. It goes very fast. It can multitask easily with the 3 gigs of RAM, and all the apps are like super fast. Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, they all run super smoothly, much smoother than on my LG G4 for example. And so I was super happy with that. Gaming also, although the Antutu score isn't super impressive, this definitely is a great phone for gaming. For the price, you just can't beat that, really. The fingerprint reader is also amazing. Just touch it. It's super responsive. You can put several fingers, registers several fingers. And so it's the first time I have a fingerprint reader, and it's honestly super convenient. If you've never used one, it's just so much easier than to put in your lock, your password every time. Just put your finger, it turns right on to the home screen. Super convenient. And finally, the battery. The battery is hands down the best part of this phone. It can just last so long. 4100 mAh battery. I think can easily hold to 2 days. Like, I use my phone pretty intensively, and before I used to charge it like twice to 3 times a day. Now, like, I charge it after 1.5 days, I think, of use. It was at 95 yesterday night, and it's at 38 tonight. So it's just super impressive. I think if you're like a moderate phone user, you can definitely make it last 2 days. So that's definitely a huge thumbs up. Like, before I had the LG G4 with the 3000 mAh battery, it was so crap. This is just so amazing to have such a big battery. Really impressed. Huge thumbs up. Now, however, at this price, you must make the cuts in some places. So for 170 euros, they cut a bit on the camera, I find. The camera really isn't super impressive. It's really basic. You get some manual features, but that really aren't that great. The pictures, the dynamic range isn't that good. The colors look a bit washed out. And so yeah, overall, the front and the back camera aren't really that impressive. Plus there isn't the stabilizer, so it can easily get shaky, like to take pictures in low light. It's just terrible. So if you're like a camera lover and you use your camera super often with your smartphone, then I'm afraid this telephone won't be for you, because the camera really isn't that good, unfortunately. The other thing that isn't so good is the speaker. The sound really is bad, I should say. The sound is quite muffled, so yeah, definitely use headphones. It's really bad. But I mean, it's usable, definitely usable. But I mean, it's not like amazing. So, as a conclusion, this phone costs 170 euros, and you're just getting so much with it. It's really great. You're getting a great screen, great battery performance, great overall performance, good RAM. So if the camera and the speaker is a deal breaker for you, then don't buy it. But if you can survive with a mediocre camera and some average speakers, then I would definitely recommend this phone for you. It's really amazing. It's really amazing, super impressive. So the other maybe con is that you have to order it right now from China, which can be a bit of a hassle if you have like a problem with the phone, sending it back. That really, I'm afraid, it can be a big problem. So yeah, this was my review of the Xiaomi Redmi 4 Prime that just came out a few weeks ago. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like rating, or if you didn't, please tell me why in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, as I will be releasing new content very soon again. And as usual, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.